Merry Christmas, Mr. Truitt.
And a merry one it's gonna be. It's been 2 years. And on behalf of the Sims family, Sims Collective Inc. USA, man, we are proud to finally give you the first reissues of the Sims Conical Snakes and the Comp 2 Conicals from the 1979 molds. This process has been, I can't even say how difficult. We've had to take molds that were 47 years old, have them cleaned to be able to use them. And these are 3-part molds on a rack system that doesn't exist on today's tables, on today's manufacturing tables. So the pins of these molds were the embossment for the Sims and the bearing seats that go into the back of the 3-part, and then the outers are what house the whole wheel. Well, the pins in the back of the bearing seats were all buried in 5-gallon buckets. And after Tom passed, the landscaper took Hillary around the property and pointed to the areas where Tom had those buried.
So crazy.
Insane. So literally buried treasure. Now, some of these molds existed in together as a full piece in workshops and such, but we took these. Hillary brought these to us. And for 2 years,
and it was hundreds of pieces.
Yeah. So we assembled 150 usable molds that became usable out of those 3 pieces. And now they come on a rack system. So let me back up. So we had to find someone that was willing to clean them, not just one at a time. But most importantly, we had to find someone that was willing to pour them. We went to every urethane manufacturer we've ever worked with in the country, in the U.S., and we found one
that was willing to go on the journey with us, because it's a journey.
And I'm just going to say this is to you, Kevin. Took this under his wing. He had each of the molds cleaned. Each of the outers, just the housing, not the 3 pieces, took 45 minutes per, just to clean those pieces. So the process of cleaning the molds was not only pricey, but it was long. It took a long time. And to get everything in the embossments of the aluminum, all that had to be cleaned out. So you're going to get wheels with the actual mold facings. So, the impressions. So then he had to create a rack system, because these molds, these pins drop through the bottom. So there has to be a rack. The rack has to fit on the new modern tables. They don't exist anywhere. That's why we had to come to this one person that wanted to take this under his wing and go for it. So he constructed a rack system, just went through, he went through hell just to get these to us. So he went through some samples. He went through some tests. We got all the right dimensions. We decided on a 95 Duro so people wouldn't be confused or upset with, seeing if these were new or old or, original, so they wouldn't confuse them with original pours, original wheels. And then we put a code on the back of each wheel, small code. But
everyone's asking about the code.
Oh, yeah.
It stands for Hidden Treasure Limited Edition. And then it says 100, which is we made 100 sets of each color of the snakes. And then it says /25. We made 25 sets in each color of the Comp 2s.
Now, we know that the whites weren't made, not in production, but I saw whites at Cherry Hill in 1978, which was December of 1978, because...
And Andrak told us that he rode the whites.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Dave told us
he said
rode
only
whites.
The Sims pros were given the whites. They were exclusively for the pros. And I got to tell you guys, these white ones, they are like the creamiest, milkiest, most amazing wheel. I'm packing all of them in our really cool tube packaging. And I like the whites so much. Like, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
And we're going to start to build some amazing completes and offer them with the whites.
Yeah, that's right. So Dave did say that.
Yeah, and they're just beautiful.
This is what I was riding at Cherry Hill.
Everyone loves the greens, yeah.
Yeah, the greens.
And they came out so perfect.
So anyone that is concerned, or not concerned, curious as to why we did the whites, well, one, they look insane, and two, Dave confirmed my thoughts of what I saw. We were having a conversation about them, that there were whites, because I was wondering, am I mistaken? Excuse me. And so that's why we made them. That confirms that. Oh, and this is a little comp too. You can see the difference in size. Now the comp 2s and the snakes are a 2 millimeter difference by circumference. And I don't know, this is one heck of a Christmas. 2 years we've been doing this. 2 years. And
it's come to fruition. You guys, the comp 2s are mostly sold out, but the snakes are still available. And we can't wait to get these to you. We're starting shipping today.
Today, Christmas Eve, we're packing orders.
All day.
And I'll be packing orders tomorrow morning.
Yeah, tomorrow till we go out.
On Christmas.
Merry Christmas, you guys. Thank you so much, Hillary. We appreciate everything you've done for us. And
we're stoked to be able to bring this back to Tom's legacy, and for Hillary and her family, and for everyone that loves Sims. Every one of us, guys my age, just any of us, that were the dawn of vert skateboarding, the dawn of performance, gnarl skateboarding. This is what it was. Sims was the deal. It was the real deal. There's nothing, those ads. You know, my dad's relationship with Tom, you know, going back to the gold bearings and the taper kicks, and before, you know, the bull riders and the pure juice, and, you know, I could go on and on forever. You know, my friend one time, Mark Hordeman, and Dad went down to my dad's traveling trade show in Winnebago the year Tom sent Lonnie Toft over to stay with us for the summer and tour. And that was in '77. But then the trade show in Kissimmee, Florida, I think it was the first or second Surf Expo. Tom was down there, and with Haystack Marlowe, Josh Marlowe's mom. And Tom gave my dad 2 tikis, which we have downstairs, to bring home, not the Winnebago, it was GMC motorhome. Bring home to Ocean City and ship back to him. And Dad told Tom, nah, I'm keeping them, I like them. So he had the big one in his living room up until he passed.
For almost 50 years or something.
Almost 50 years. And we got them downstairs in the workshop, and it's just cool to have that. And then
I mean, for your dad didn't have a ton of tchotchkes in his living room.
No.
So to have these all those years in such a prominent place in his house, he liked them.
Well, because, you know, that was the beginning. That's how he got into it. He started working with Tom. You know, right after Josh Marlowe showed my dad his skateboard, when Josh and I met on A Street, Dad went down, Sundancer, Dale shop, got me a skateboard. 10 days later, he was in Santa Barbara. 10 days. All the light bulbs went off, started firing, met Tom, Paul Sims, and Lonnie, Chuck Barfoot, all those guys. And man, what a hell of a relationship that started. And then Larry Bahama, you know, it just kept moving. But I could go on and on forever, which is what we will be doing in the new year.
We'll show you guys, we'll pull out the molds and show you more of the backstory. And we just want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a joyous and prosperous New Year. And thank you for your support this year.
Yeah, we've documented some images of the molds, the process, and everything. And you know, since these are a limited limited release and the expense it went into. This was no mild endeavor. Take time and effort and labor out of it, aside from the actual mold work. This has been it's been a process, and it's definitely been a labor of love.
That's what I say.
Definitely been a labor of love, because this is just one of those things where no matter what, it had to be done. And Merry Christmas, Hillary. Merry Christmas to all you Sims lovers, and we love you guys.